On his very first day in office, President Trump made his international agenda very clear. His actions abroad would be guided by his view of the interests of the people at home in the US.
From this day forward, it's going to be only America first. America first.
This policy made him the disruptor-in-chief on the world stage, freaking out the US's closest friends, upending international treaties like the Paris climate deal, which the US had signed, and threatening to completely change the international rules-based multilateral order that had existed for 70 years. After 2 years of Trump, US allies are worried about what could come next. They're unnerved by his attitude to Russia. Since World War II, NATO has been the US's most important defense alliance, but each year when Trump has attended the annual summit, he's questioned not only how much others are spending on defense, but also the basic premise of the organization, a mutual defense pact. Alliance leaders are so nervous they haven't even set a date for this year's summit.
They're walking on eggshells, right? I mean, it is a bit like a borderline personality syndrome, right? Like you're guarding yourself. What is the thing that I might say or do that could set this person off? That's not, you don't know how to manage a relationship like that. And some of that he can't help himself, and some of that is his actual strategy. It is actually who he is. It's how he thinks is successful.
The UN is also deeply worried. Trump pulled out of the cultural body UNESCO, cut funding to the part of the UN that helps Palestinians, UNRWA, and in a move that may have emboldened the world's dictators, gave up the US's seat on the UN Human Rights Council. Now the White House is turning its attention to the UN's budget. As the US funds 22% of the regular budget and almost a third of the cost of peacekeeping, such cuts could be devastating. In other parts of the world, they fear a US pullout too. The government in Afghanistan has been propped up by US troops and cash for nearly 18 years. And there's confusion over the US involvement in the Middle East. Trump ordered an immediate pullout of US troops from Syria, but other senior officials have suggested the US will make sure ISIL is defeated first. There are many questions for the next 2 years. Will this administration take further steps to confront Iran? Will dialogue with North Korea continue, or will there be a return to threats of nuclear conflict? With this most unscripted of presidents, there is only one certainty, and that's that things will remain unpredictable. James Bays, Al Jazeera at the United Nations.